Acad AI is an examination platform that is capable of grading theory exams for hundreds of students in minutes. I already have a teacher account, so I'm just going to sign into my account as a teacher. So this is my dashboard. This is what I see when I log into Acad AI as a teacher. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a course, a subject that I teach maybe at a university or independently. So once that's created, I would navigate to my course page and try to create an exam under that course. I need a student group to be able to create an exam on Acad AI. A student group just helps me organize the different groups of students that I teach. For example, if I teach at different universities or I teach different personal lessons and things like that. So it helps me keep things organized. Now it's time to create an exam. So I'm going to go back to my course page, the course I previously created. I'm going to try to create an exam now. The first phase is to add my examination metadata, the name of my exam, the type, and a description if I want to. Then there are 3 ways to add questions to my exam: by uploading my materials, my lesson notes, and then Acad AI will generate it for me, or by adding questions manually or from an existing exam. Here I'm customizing my exam, choosing the number of questions and the types of questions I want, and then Acad AI generates the questions for me in seconds. As you can see here, all the question types I chose are here, and if I want to edit anything, if I want to change anything, I can. Next is to choose my grading style. So Acad AI gives me a breakdown of the 2 grading styles available. Not-strict grading style is more forgiving, while the strict emphasizes precision and is more rigorous. Most teachers chose strict during beta testing, so we go with that. Now the next step is to choose the time, just to schedule the exam and choose the duration. So I'll do that 30 to 15 minutes. And then finally the last step, which is choosing the student groups that would receive this exam. Before I publish my exam, I would actually want to review it first to be sure that everything is exactly the way I want it to be. So this is the preview of the exam. I can edit anything I want to at this stage. I can change the question like I'm doing right now. I can change the answer. I can delete a question even. I can play around with it and make sure it's exactly what I want. Once I confirm that everything is exactly what I want, I click on done and finally publish my exam. Now that that's done, it's time for the next part, taking an exam on Acad AI. So first of all, I need to add my students to Acad AI so I can onboard all my students with a single code or a single link, my unique code or link for my student group. Once that's done, I'll log out and sign in as a student now. I'm signing in with my student Babcock email. Okay, so this is how my dashboard looks like as a new student user. So the first thing I'll do is to join the student group using the code my teacher provided me with. And there, I can confirm that I've joined the student group because I can see my teacher's name and I can see the student group right here under my teacher. Now this is the exam my teacher sent to me and I'm attempting it now. So this is the exam interface for the students. So this is what they see when they are taking an exam on Acad AI. They can put their answers, they can select their options if it's a multiple choice. For theory questions, they can express themselves in their own words and with enough explanation to really convey their understanding. So yeah, now in this part, this is where things get kind of interesting. This is where you would see some interesting aspects of Acad AI. So yeah, so I try to switch tabs because, I try to switch tabs and try to check the answer on a separate tab. And now I'm copying the answer. But when I get back to Acad AI, I get this error, I get this warning that I'm not allowed to switch tabs during exams. Now I'm trying to paste the answer that I copied into the system, but Acad AI is also not allowing me to do that. If I try to copy the question too or try to switch the tabs, I keep getting these warnings. And when I do this multiple times, Acad AI would automatically submit my exam for me as it is doing right now, even if I'm not done. So yeah, now it's time to view the results. Teachers will receive the results of the exam first, and then they will get the chance to review it. They can change the scores if they want. If they review it and they realize that, oh, this student actually deserves more or deserves less, they can edit the score. Teachers have the final say. And then you can see that the student answer and the model answer provided, they are not word for word, but the student still got the full mark because our system marks for understanding, not word for word or cramming. And then they also get a general feedback that explains why you got that score, why your answer was correct, and what you can do better. You also get a breakdown of your score, exactly how your score was calculated. Everything about our system is transparent. And then once the teacher is done reviewing a particular student, all the student results, they can publish it, and they can also export it out of our system as a CSV file. So when they export the result out of our system, this is how it looks like in Microsoft Excel. Now, students also get personal feedback. Once the teacher publishes the results, students get to see their results, and they get this clean interface showing them exactly how they performed. They get their feedback, and they also get that transparent breakdown for theory questions. So everything about our system helps students improve and do better.